Welcome to Position of the Week, Episode 3. I'm here in the office with Disney wallpaper in the background, left over from the previous occupiers of the house. The game today is between Sergei Trushnikov with white, played for the team of Crimea, and Ivan Popov, grandmaster, who played for the Russian chess team in the Russian Higher League Team Championship. So this game was played on Sunday, and in this match Crimea got absolutely decimated by Moscow. But this game on the last board against an unrated player against a very strong grandmaster was quite interesting. Was one where Crimeans took a stand. Okay, so first off, let me just give you just a brief introduction to how the game came about. And okay, this variation against the Sicilian is of course playable, but it's not great. What's the king doing on f1? And let's start around here. So here, the most natural move for white would be playing b3, and then the center would be well founded. And if black takes on c4 and e3, in return, white gets counterplay in the B line. This would be the right way to play. But instead, white took on e5. And here we have the theme of today's little mini lesson, which is intermediate moves. So in this position, Popov, he chose not to take on e3 and on e5. And here a strong move would be f5. And black will move the queen and then play e5 and e4 probably, or f4, and essentially the white king is more exposed. Instead, Popov took back with the queen. So here he missed this intermediate move, rook h3. Now, I don't know if he was maybe planning to steal a pawn, but this position here is quite tricky for black. For example, if he takes on a4, he would immediately lose. Of course, he wouldn't do that, but still, here we have ideas with c4 in some positions and d4, the rook on h3 hitting the queen here indirectly, as we can see. So f6 was played. The game was quite complicated, and maybe here he should take with the pawn, but there are sort of in every game where they play for many hours and many moments you could choose to look on. We shall look at this one here. So here, not this one here, but here is a moment where black makes quite a serious mistake. Black plays queen f7, trying to attack on b2, and then came a6 and b6, and here white needs to create counterplay. The worst placed piece is the queen, so it's very natural for the queen, the strongest piece on the board, to come in and create counterplay. And I think here Popov would have been thinking that things were going in the right direction for him. But actually, nothing could be further from the truth. At least at the point he came here, he probably already had his suspicions about the value of his position. But he must have been aiming here. He had absolute freedom of choice. So here, the game continued bishop d5, which is a very natural move, and then queen f6. And this is sort of the moment I'd like you to stop and look for a moment. Good, so hopefully you press the space bar, thought for yourself for a moment. So here in the game, white played rook e8. A very natural move, in and creating threats. And the threats to the white king are not so severe because the bishop can come back to defend. And now things will be taken with check. The game continued like this, defending against mate. And here Popov should have played queen d2 to create counterplay. Instead he played queen d4, and after check and check, the game was agreed a draw. You could stop for a moment and see how you'd continue with white. So here, white should have played queen f3, preventing immediate mate. And after bishop h2, he would have a very clever move, bishop d1, which defends against the check on a1, but also gives the king the square on e2. And black suddenly has absolutely no counterplay. And a key point is on bishop b8, then white plays a7 and picks up the bishop with check. But let's go back to this moment here. So here rook e8 was a very natural move and gave white a decent counterplay, and black had to play accurate to find the draw. He didn't manage to do so. But it turned out that if we had looked for more options with white, which is something I preach endlessly, I always tell the students, make sure you have as many options as possible for your first move, for your first two moves. The reason for that is in chess, we really have to decide between various moves. And the more options you have, the better chance you have of making a good choice. So in this position, white missed the intermediate move, rook e6. And we'll see very, very simply what the difference is. So let's say we have queen f5 or queen f4. It doesn't make too much difference. So white has some sacrifices on b6, but sort of the most important thing is this check. And after take, we see the big difference between this position and this position, which is that here white checkmates in a few moves with queen e7. So this was a little mini lesson about intermediate moves. I hope you will have a good day, and if you like this lesson, click subscribe, like, and all these things. But also go to www.killchesstraining.com and see if our academy is something for you. Thank you and have a good day.